Well, looky here, it's time for Taurus. Welcome, Taurus, to your mid-April general reading. Thanks for joining me in this moment. I appreciate when you guys come in and check out these readings, these videos. It's awesome to be with you here again. I hope you're all in a place of abundance, joy, health, bliss, comfort. Comfort is what we really want here. So we're just asking Tarot here, what are the messages for Taurus and people under the influence of Taurus for April. Hopefully these videos get out on time. You're the second sign that I'm doing. And, we're back up on the big table. Normally I read on the floor, but we are back up on the big table, Taurus. Haven't been this way since the days before the internet when I used to read for the 1-900 conglomerates, and they would take all the money from the hard-earned readings that I would do, and I didn't even mind back then. That was like 100 years ago now. But anyways, back to Taurus. Taurus, what is going on with you guys? How is April treating you? I have a feeling it's a busy month for everybody. Some signs are probably feeling pretty depleted, needing to recharge their batteries, I feel. And we'll see what's up with you guys. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck. You have the Temperance card in reverse. Okay. So temperance to me, when it's reversed, it speaks of like timelines a bit out of proportion. Certain projects, certain things, certain expectations that you may have had may have been feeling delayed. There may be certain things that you would have hoped that would have had happened already that have not happened yet. And it's almost a feeling like the control could be in your hands, but you've given it up sort of to somebody else. So some of you may have deferred projects to other people in hopes that they would have been completed already. For some of you, you may have taken on projects, but now you're waiting on other resources to come your way in order to complete said project. Just little things like in regards to timelines that I have a feeling that like things could be feeling a little bit delayed for you guys. There could be, I'm not really picking up on anything too heavy in this temperance reverse overall. The feeling I have is that just some of you might be a little bit curious as to, if this doesn't happen like by such and such deadline, it could be affecting the beginning of new things or other things, like just sort of a general disruption sort of in scheduling is the more overall energy I get with this temperance card reversed. Okay, so for some of you, if you're feeling overwhelmed, the cue here is to maybe get out in nature. We'll see what's up in grounding for you guys, but you may have to just go run your toes through the grass. Go take a deep breath. Get away from technology for a little while just to get yourselves back into harmony that recognizes the spirit within you and the remembrance that every timeline is correct. Every molecule sort of is in its place where you are the person that you need to be. And when outside circumstances in the world at large is kind of like, as not things aren't quite falling into place, that it's okay because you've gone out into the forest or into the meadow and taken a few deep breaths and communed with spirit, even just for a few minutes or for an afternoon, right? Whatever it might be. We'll leave temperance reversed off to the side here for now and relate back to it as we go through the reading. As we come up in grounding, wow, we do have the Chariot here. So Taurus, you guys are wanting to move forward on certain things. You are wanting to just sort of initiate or expedite some sort of undertaking that you feel needs to happen. There's something that you feel like it has to go. It has to move forward, because if it doesn't, then you feel on the hook or responsible for something here that might have been beyond your control to begin with. Temperance and the Chariot are like big energies. So we're talking 7 going into 14. So, it's kind of like if we see the world here, this could be like for 1 or 2 Tauruses that are watching this could be like huge entrepreneurial breakthroughs or like landing windfalls sort of things, right? You're almost like kind of, hedging your bets, playing the stars. Maybe for some of you playing the stock market would be interesting if you'd be watching this video, but for some of you it could be, right? Who am I to judge? With Chariot and grounding here, the feeling is that day to day you guys are giving it your all. You're giving it your 100%, especially as the sun moves into your sign, moving in later this month. I have a feeling of really bouncy energy, or like there's a lot of energy here. Like I'm almost picturing like unstable, like uranium, like the molecules are bouncing around. They're like the table's ready to fall over. Kind of, it's very quick moving, forthright energy, and it's almost like you guys are the ones that are initiating it. You guys are the ones that are like cracking the whip, making it happen. Sort of thing, right? Because it's almost like you're feeling like others around you or circumstances around you have been delayed for far too long. Things have been put off. People have been pulled in different directions. They're not giving their focus to whatever it is you need them to focus on to make the timeline of that situation work for you. Interesting to see Chariot and grounding, but it means you guys are moving forward. Like you guys are going to wake up and it's going to be May, literally. Like that's how hard you're working, how fast you're moving forward. Okay, well, let's see what's up in sacral energy. Wow, we've got Emperor. We've got big. So whatever it is you guys are working on is big time. It is big news. You guys are putting your foot forward, or you're looking to capitalize on something. You are almost like, the feeling I have here is you're wanting to present your work, you're wanting to get whatever it is you have known to people. This is a really entrepreneurial reading. This speaks to the spirit of design, creating, moving forward, creating and it could just be like creating the best life for yourself. Some of you might have been coming out of the winter months now through spring equinox, and like coming into a situation where you're wanting to maybe even make purchases or do things in your environment that are going to allow for success in your life. Maybe some of you have been feeling stuck for far too long, and the Emperor is saying now you're going to be doing things so that the energy around you is not going to be feeling so sticky. Some of you, I have a feeling, might even be like breaking off ties with lovers or with people that may be demanding too much of your time, slowing you down so that you can focus on self. It's not selfishness. It's just like the feeling I have is like you may have been feeling that you've been spending too much time in social situations or in a relationship where it's like you kind of feel like you have to move forward. You've got to get going. You want to focus now more on yourself, and whether that's career, your creative passions, whatever that might be, that energy is going to be forefront in your mind. Now, also with Emperor in sacral chakra here, some of you that are in relationships or passionate, you may be turning up the heat come springtime. Some of you, normally the Empress speaks of conception of children, but the Emperor, when in sacral, can speak to sort of the masculine energy of conception, like new fathers, even for some of you, this could be a decision to adopt. This could be a decision to like take a big step in your life as something that you've never done before, somewhere that you've never been before. Okay, interesting to see the Emperor there. What a big energy. So no wonder you guys are feeling like a little bit shaky ground. In your bottom two chakras, you have the Emperor and you have the Chariot. So there is a fire lit under your butt, and something that's kind of making you like scuttle out of your seat and get moving, or wanting to get moving. Okay. Oh my goodness. So now we have the Hierophant reversed here in gut instinct, or the solar plexus chakra. So when this card is reversed, means you're not going to be taking any guff from anybody. You're not going to be taking advice from anybody. You're not going to be going with the status quo or things that no longer like you've tried them, they don't work for you, or you've been listening to somebody's advice or doing things a certain way. Now it's like you guys are going on your own intuition. You're going on your own understanding, and you're branching out on your own. For some of you, I have a feeling like if you're professionals that have been working for a firm, you may be branching out on your own, or the cards are saying now is a good time, or you've been waiting too long to branch out on your own, and you may, like your ideas may be being squandered, or you might not be able to act on your ideas, put them into motion, set them into motion, when you know you could have a more profitable or a better way of doing things correctly, but you're kind of locked in because you're working for a conglomerate or an organization. So that's for the professionals. Those of you that in the relationship kind of thing, Some of you might have been even proposed with marriage, but are really considering like turning that down, or asking the partner like, that's not something I want, tie me down. Like, we can continue to be mutually exclusive, but you might not be ready for that, wedding agreements, wedding arrangements, things like that, where the other person could very much be strongly pushing for it. That could be very relevant for some of you, I think, in this situation. So whatever it is, like, this is huge. Some of the Tauruses that are listening, there are big events in the stars and are shaping up for these last 2 weeks of April. For just like a little like 2 week reading, we've got huge cards that are saying like people could be coming in, you could be letting go of certain people in your life, you could be changing environments, you could be traveling across the country, overseas, and then working out some sort of big deal going on over there. That's huge. That's huge. All right. Now, in the heart chakra, we have Four of Swords. Thank God we have something a little bit more manageable, a little bit that we can control. So the theory here is, when we've got this temperance and these big energies working in our bottom three chakras, the heart, which we really need to listen to at all times, is saying we're going to have to slow down. We're going to have to like put everything in perspective in our own mind, in our own hearts. Whatever this fast-moving energy or whatever it is we're feeling is stuck, these timelines that are not moving forward the way we want them to. And you, like Taurus, I have a feeling you just like a wanting to press forward. And Aries was kind of the same way too. Like, there was this wanting to like move, push forward, but it's like the tarot is saying, you gotta kind of mind your pace. You gotta kind of mind your steps. If the timeline is showing that things are moving at a slower pace, sometimes you just have to accept that and slow down with everything. That could be, even though there's this strong desire to like act, be the person, be the boss, be the the creator of your own environment, of your own life, creating the best version of your life for yourself. This is going to require you to go within, especially if you guys get into that third week of April and you feel things like starting to slip out of control, or like, God, this person is like not, coming through on all of these things that I've made them responsible for, and now it's like dragging me back. So I'm like getting really tense and like kind of like feeling like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like really agitated is the energy I have. So this Four of Swords is saying like some of you might just need to like take a really strong deep breath and just relax and just like whatever it may be, like turn the tech off, emails, like don't keep checking that email every 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You might be driving yourself nuts over something, or maybe you're making these travel plans and everything seems like it's happened too quickly. You might just need to take a day or two or three or four and just put everything, like say, universe, I'm leaving this in your hands. I'm going to go out. I'm going to take some deep breaths in the meadow, in nature, for a day or two. And this could be like as serious as like, turning all the lights off in the house or whatever it might be, just to like meditate, calm down on the situation. Because wow, this reading is going to reach someone who is in a very agitated state, a very sort of like clenched fists kind of feeling, and the heart really just wants to slow things down. I don't know, like normally like I'm more of an intuitive reader, but sometimes I get energies that come over me that are just like they're a lot for me to handle. So we're going to move forward into communication. Eight of Wands reverse. So yeah, some of you are just not getting the green light. You're just not getting the go ahead or hearing from that certain somebody that you need to in order to move forward. This here is as well saying that there might be some communication that's going on where there is no clear intention behind it. This could be like text messaging that became misconstrued, or text messaging that you gave the wrong impression even though you felt the message was direct. Maybe some of you are going to need to go back and check with text messages just to check that maybe somebody didn't get offended or the wrong feeling, or actually if that message or email was actually sent or received or maybe got delivered to like a spam box or something, and you're kind of like, well, why didn't this news come back for me, right? Especially with the Hierophant reversed here in gut instinct, and some of you, this could be like applications to schools, or filing things with, the establishment systems, things like that. More of this like waiting on communication. Nothing is happening quickly. Eight of Wands is reversed here. Normally when it's like this is quick movement, quick communication, mundane. This here, things have stalled out for some reason or another. So what we have here is like one energy is wanting to push forward super fast, super quick, super aggressively, right? With these major arcana upright, right? Almost like an energy that's beyond your control, whereas like you're like almost like needing it to slow down, or because it's general reading, this could be a vice versa sort of thing. You're the one that's really pushing forward, wanting to make something happen, but the universe is saying, no, not quite yet, not just now. The other people involved, the stars are not quite aligned. The communication is being slowed down for some reason. Okay? Wow. This is all about two opposing energies, this reading. It's unreal. And it's almost like this energy here, right? This energy here is going to win out. This energy of like, you cracking the whip, you getting up, doing the 9 to 5 thing really quick, going to meetings, rushing to meetings, seeing that person, talking to this person, checking back in with this person is like kind of going to be the dominating energy. Whereas this one, like right here, is like saying, okay, the people around you are going to be like maybe viewing you as a little bit of like, too dictatorly, too aggressive, assertive, even egoic in sort of your pursuits. You're almost like going after it so forthrightly that people around you could be like, well, screw that person. They just want what they want out of me, and they didn't even ask me how I was doing today, right? So watch out for those kind of energies, okay? Just as a little thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We have an Empress here in third eye. So you guys are definitely wanting to create something. You guys are definitely taking the steps, making the moves to make something happen in your life. You're wanting to do it right now. You're wanting to make it happen. And the Empress is favoring you. The Empress is favoring the Chariot in this card more so than the Emperor and the Hierophant in these higher energies, I feel. The Empress is saying, you can have what you want, but make sure that it's in balance. Make sure that you're doing it with karma on your side, with good intentions, with good reflections, with good energies, and things should turn out your way, right? I'd almost rather you roll with this Empress energy in third eye rather than this Emperor energy in a lower sacral chakra where you're just like doing it for you. This like, kind of almost like screwing people over no matter what the cost to get what you want, whereas this is let's treat everybody fairly, be a little bit patient, and then the windfall will come, and then the things that we're desiring or wanting are going to come into our life. So many major arcana here. Now we've got 3, 4, 5, 7, and 14. Like, this is unreal. So the Empress is really good because this is visualizing to create your future, visualizing whatever it is that you want. So when we go into this Four of Swords energy and we're taking this time away from actively like getting out, talking to Betty Sue and Johnny Johnson about getting this done, getting that done, when we're reflecting, let's just visualize these things happening. Let's visualize that person we've entrusted with those extra responsibilities actually having done, completed. Check in with them and then just leave them be almost. I have a feeling some of you Tauruses, you might almost be like, maybe like micromanaging some people, or you might be in a situation where you're being micromanaged and it's driving you crazy. You're like, I know what the F I'm doing, like leave me alone, I can get it done, right? So that's what I'm picking up here, all right? Maybe that aggressive energy from that person watching is really struggling with a boss that's being like too demonstrative or micromanaging, okay? Just be patient with this person, or like I say, you may need to branch out, you may need to change direction. All right, crown chakra energy, Queen of Pentacles. So there it is. It all culminates up to here, having what you want. So she's finally got it in her hands there. All this work that we've put through with going through the Chariot, being very assertive, very point blank, and asking and getting the things we need to do. The Hierophant, not listening to anybody else other than ourselves, like really like just, doing what we need to do, and then the Empress visualizing what it is that we want, and then here in the Crown energy, it's showing that if you guys go about things really directly, but with patience, like not too aggressively, but directly, you guys are going to get what you want here. Queen of Pentacles is like eventually, the Queen of Pentacles works very hard, and this is your sign, right? This is your energy. Queen of Pentacles, we're not looking at any other person. We're looking at you being you. And then maybe we were a little bit out of balance coming into the last 2 weeks of February. Maybe we were being too assertive, not assertive enough, letting people walk on us too much or walking on other people too much. That's got us a little out of balance, whereas by the time the month rolls over and the sun comes into your sign, Queen of Pentacles is saying, well, maybe we'll be back to feeling like our old selves, and we'll be like working at the pace that we want to be working at to get to where we want to be, where we're not feeling like we're having to like hurry up and wait, I guess is the old saying, like with these timelines being out of whack. It's like you work, and then all of a sudden, oh, like why did I do all that quick when, you know, this person over here is dropping the ball and we can't get that done without their approval or their 2 cents or whatever it might be. And I totally get that. A lot of professional situations are like that, and we're not getting too much in the way of emotions. This is more like moving forward in life through our careers, through our personal endeavors to get what we want to get, okay? Well, we didn't need any too much clarifiers here because we came up mostly all major arcana, and then the Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands were like pretty direct little pips where they came out just saying rest, relax, and there might have been something come up in the slowness of communication. All right, but we do ask for the Enchanted Map to give us an overall oracle card to capstone the reading. Look at this, is a really cool card. This is number 17, and this card is called Ghostlands. And look, we have kind of like almost like this like sort of interdimensional clock or gateway going on in this card. We have some symbols of the zodiac on the inner circle here, and these outer symbols look like ruins, and it's kind of interesting, and it looks like a kind of a gate with a couple entrances. So let's see what the message is that comes with card number 17, Ghostlands. And I quote, "You can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now." That's so crazy. So whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. For rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that you have not grounded as of yet. You can't live there. You can take measured steps to get towards a goal or a dream, but the little steps are important right now. The same goes for the past. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there either, nor can you go back to change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and the soul can see. Well, isn't that the truth? Isn't that we got like the past and the like moving into the future right here, right? And the Empress is saying yes, everything is happening right now. And when we had Temperance reversed up with the overall energy, we could see timelines were being affected, and that may be even just like something that's very mental. You guys might be doing that to yourselves. You might be, you know, looking too forward in the future, or a little bit too much stuck in the past. So Ghostlands really has confirmed what the overall message from the tarot was saying. So very appropriate that that card came up. I feel the message was direct for the Tauruses that received this. I hope that you guys resonate with this video, and you know that I love you all. We'll see you all next time, Taurus.